Hi, I'm Didi Martin, CEO of Transledger, and today I will present to you the Transcend system, which is a token issuance management system. And by the way, thanks Matt for the name. We'll keep it. We'll like Transcend as a name. So here we go. In front of us, we have the login. You can log actually to the system either using a social network login or simply using our own membership management system, which is what I'm going to do right now. And then what we have now in front of us is the dashboard, a tool used to assemble a set of services we're offering. So to get only a single place where everything is located to make things more convenient for you. And what we'll use today is the Transledger Group Management, which is a test that I created to illustrate. In fact, not only illustrate, this is really a test we're doing right now. So this is more than just a show. It has three different options: token ledger, token inventory, and membership. So what it means, it is basically, the token issuance management system, which is now Transcend, is in fact an accounting system sitting on top of the blockchain. As you know, a blockchain is quite crude when we think of the kind of information it can give you. It's very good, it's excellent to provide the right order and to also make sure that nobody can mess up with the system. However, the database itself is not very sophisticated, so it doesn't give you a lot of information. So what we need is an accounting system on top of the blockchain to give you the right information at the right time and give you what you need as information. Not having to go through pages and pages of the block explorer and your calculator to make to make the numbers. No, the accounting system does that for you. So this is basically what it is: an accounting system or a inventory management system helping you to manage your token issuance. So like every accounting system, you have a ledger. As you know, a ledger is basically a tool providing the general information about in that case, about a token. So it could be about sales or whatever, or purchase or general purpose kind of. So we have in that case the DCAD, which is in fact in reality a token that we are issuing to digitize the Canadian dollar. But in that case, I was just playing with the token itself, because it is on the testnet, so I was just playing with that name. So is a little bit different, but replace DCAD by your own token name. Let's call it Gizmo if you want. You can issue that on any multi-ledger platform. Most of them not being really compliant according to the new FATF rules, or what FinCEN is actually requesting, or FinTrack, or Austrac, or the European financial authorities are requesting. The only one which is satisfying the requirements up to now is Wormly in that case. But all these guys are multi-ledger blockchains and offer you the capacity to create tokens on them. So let's pick, in fact, for today, the Wormly network, the legal compliant network. And we have the description of that token, and we associate a group. What the group means in the context of the token, the group is basically all the people owning your token. So everybody who bought your token. And we give a name to that group in case you have more than one group. The fees, in that case, undefined because I didn't specify the fees for the service. And the membership, giving you how many people are actually owning your token. The inventory, which is not yet connected, actually, I mean, real-time snapshot of the inventory balance, a new microservice that we need to connect to, which is currently under development, and the total supply. If you set your token to have a maximum number of tokens to be issued, that's the place. And finally, if your token has to be crowdfunded, I mean, you have to sell it basically, which won't be the case of the DCAD, so it's wrongly displayed here. And this is one new option we're adding the next release to have the option to have the crowdfunding revenue section on or off, depending if it's a digitized currency like the DCAD, or if it is another kind of token, which is more like an STO, for example. Let's pretend that we have, instead of the DCAD, a Gizmo token, one where we have some crowdfunding revenues. In that case, it gives you the balance of all the funds you receive on the different networks used by the user to pay you. In that case, we got 100 bitcoins because people bought your token with bitcoins or Litecoins and Stellar, EOS, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, and pretty soon also Binance, because now they are in the top 10. And Binance is quite special because it's an ERC20 hosted within the Ethereum network, so it will be a bit different. But we support that kind of linking to the different tokens. So here on the ledger, you have all the different balances. Now, we need also to keep a journal of all transactions. That was, I mean, everybody buying one of your token, they will be listed here in the inventory. So we have in ascending order, meaning the most recent transaction being at the top and the remaining ones later on. We have, let's say, like in this transaction, we have the timestamp, obviously, and who bought it, because that person went through the KYC, accreditation, certification, and all this process, and in the end, used a web payment system to pay you. In that case, because we picked the Verbally network, they are fully identified, and therefore you become compliant with the new requirements. And in that case, the guy admin at Transcend.io bought one DCAD, but let's pretend it's a Gizmo, and bought it using Litecoin and at that price. Why we have the currency on the network section? It's mainly because people may use tokens like the Binance token to buy your token. So in that case, we would have network being ETH, Ethereum, and the currency being BNC, Binance. So you see, that's why we display the network and the currency, because, you know, some platforms are offering multi-ledger and then they're hosting tokens. A lot of the ERC20 tokens don't worth a dime, I mean, they don't worth a lot of money. But in the case of Binance, this is not the case. They're worth a lot of money because now they are in the top 10. So that's why we'll support, because our commitment is to be able to support, at least in the payment system, something I will show you in another demonstration, to support at least 80% of the total market cap. So, and in fact, if we support Binance, it will be even more. It will be roughly 85 or 84% I know 85, I think, percent of total market cap gives you 15% for everything else. So getting at least a majority of the wealth, access to a majority of the wealth for your token issuance. And add to that also fiat money using PayPal, credit card, if you have the credit card access. And because we can't, because it has to be fully compliant end to end, but in that case, PayPal and wire transfer if it's a big amount of money. And also, if they paid, let's pretend. I mean, maybe the guy went through all the process, KYC, accreditation. Now he's in the payment system. He said, "Yes, I want to buy that amount or these, let's say 1 or 2 or 10 of your tokens." Got the QR code displayed, and bang, phone call, whatever, forgot to do it. So the transaction is recorded in inventory, I mean the intention to buy, and how many of these you wanted to buy, but he never paid. So it's either marked as paid or not. And you have the opportunity, because he went through the KYC recording, everything, you have a way to talk to this guy because of his email. You can send to this guy an email, say, "By the way, did you forget to pay? We noticed that you wanted to pay. Do you need any help?" Maybe the guy got lost, not knowing how to use, the wallet or whatever. So you can at least have the opportunity to communicate with this person and help this person go through the process and finally pay it. And here, which is not yet connected on it, but will be pretty soon, an automatic clearance. It means that as soon as the payment is identified or received from the blockchain, what I mean by that, the payment event. In the case of Bitcoin, as soon as we have 6 confirmation, it is considered as paid. So in that case, we get this event. Notice here on this list that it is paid, and it will trigger an action to automatically transfer to the user account the number of tokens that they bought. We recommend that the clearinghouse is be done automatically instead of being done manually, just to prevent accounting errors. The guy may do the transfer using an external whatever, and then that's it. Big problem. Never forgot to mark it there, and your whole accounting system is screwed up. Numbers doesn't match anymore. So it's better if it's automatic, and then as soon as payment is done, token is issued. And what we are working on is to add additional functionality, like you specify a template, an email template, and the guy gets an email saying, "Okay, now you got the number of token you bought. Thank you very much to count you as one of our investor," and so on and so forth. So adding, more value to help you have a very good communication with your investors. And that's it for today. That was the token issuance management system, real code, not a big bunch of screens. It's working. We can do a private demo with real stuff if you want, from the user point of view up to the user payment, certification, KYC, everything, up to the management, to show you that this is live and working, and not a set of PowerPoint screens. Real stuff, real code, real value. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you later for the other parts, like the other point of view, the user process and payment system. Have a good day.